Decide on your end goal and design your life accordingly. Take action. It's never too early to take action. Be realistic. I'm Jessica Huie. I'm founder of Colorblind Cards and JH Public Relations, and I'm a Shanamite woman. As a child, I always had quite unrealistic dreams. So I can remember being about 8 years old and being asked in class what we wanted to be when we grew up, and I wanted to be a princess. Not unusual, except that I thought you could actually apply to be a princess. You know, I thought there was a job description and I felt I had all the qualities to make a really good princess. And I was devastated when I learned during the class that I didn't really work like that, but I was always a dreamer. My pregnancy changed me massively. I don't know that it was the pregnancy, but the birth of my daughter changed my life. You know, kids, however old you are, children do absolutely turn your world around and give you a sense of perspective. Things that were important before become much less important, and ultimately their well-being and their happiness becomes your overall. You know, that's what life is about. I definitely had a fear of mediocrity. I had a fear of not doing anything with my life. I had a fear of waking up in the morning and not having a reason to get out of bed beyond just fixing my daughter's breakfast. And you know, there was a short period of my life of a few months where that was the reality, and it wasn't something that I enjoyed. You know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, I think, and when you aren't aware of how much there is out there, you know, how rich life can be when you do have a sense of purpose, then if you aren't aware, then you're not affected by that. But I was aware, and so I was very affected by having to go and collect benefits, you know, for the 6 months that I did, and it wasn't something that I enjoyed. I never took comfort in it. You know, I wanted to hold my head high, which is one of the reasons that, you know, I did go back to go to college when my daughter was 6 months old to start my A-levels. And that was a really big turning point for me, because it was, you know, I used to walk proudly with my books under my arm on the way to college because I had a reason. I was on a mission, and I was right at the start of my mission, but unquestionably that was really the beginning of everything. There's an expression which is, you are the sum average of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. And I think it's very true. You know, it's so important to surround yourself with people who share your mindset and your values and your outlook to a certain degree. It's nice to have people challenge it as well, but you always want to feel like you're, you know, those closest to you that you spend time with are on a similar wavelength, because then you work, you know, it gives you food for thought and keeps you focused. You know, life is an evolution, and I think anything that doesn't grow and evolve and develop becomes stagnant, and the same applies to friendships. And there are people who, you know, I have wonderful memories with that I would never change, but maybe we found ourselves on different paths, and so, you know, our friendships have evolved and in some cases drifted, which is, it has a sadness to it, but you know, I think it's nicer to keep those memories, you know, as treasured than try to make square pegs fit into circle holes. I managed my responsibilities through focus. You know, there were lots of tears, there were lots of difficult days, lots of I want to give up days, which I didn't really mean, but I felt momentarily. But when you are committed to something, you know, it's almost that failure wasn't an option for me. You know, I couldn't see anywhere but forward. The inspiration behind Colorblind Cards was twofold. It was to create a range of cards which were representative of the community that I stem from, the Black and mixed race community, so that my little girl and all little girls and boys would be able to receive a birthday card or a Christmas card with an image which was representative of them. It was that simple, and you know, if I could make money in the process, then that was a great bonus. Decide on your end goal and design your life accordingly. So decide where you want to end up and what your objective is, and then work backwards. What is it you need to put in place in order to get to X? Take action. It's never too early to take action, even if you're not immediately in the situation that is ideal for you. There's always something you can do to add to your skill set, to accrue knowledge, to forge partnerships and meet new people who are going to help you move to a little step closer to that end goal. And my third tip would be realistic. Recognize that if success in whatever shape or form that means to you was easy, then everybody would be on a mission to achieve it. So you understand that sacrifice is necessary, particularly in the early stages of a startup or a new enterprise. Make sure that you use every moment and every thought positively. You know, we are all a sum of every thought we've ever had, and when you think about it like that, it's so important to ensure that we fill our minds with positive, healthy. It's not always easy, but if you keep reminding yourself to do it and make sure that you're using your time sensibly, you know, maybe there's an audio book which is filled with knowledge which is going to help you to grow and be more equipped for your particular profession. Perhaps you should put aside watching EastEnders to listen to that audio book. You know, make sure you use your time wisely and arm yourself, because it's competitive out there. So it's important to make sure you're ready for the game.